Let's go to one of your other tracks that does have a name, Mr Barrington.
Yeah.
Which is you two.
Yeah, keyboardist named
Ali
Rockberger.
Yeah.
And
who's like a great singer-songwriter who we sort of joined forces with. It was actually you two initially, and then I kind of like weaseled my way in, and we became a trio.
we begged him to do stuff with us.
It didn't take much. I don't.
We started, him and me and the keyboard player started by, again, doing jams. And we liked a lot of them, and we were just going to call it Danziger Rockberger. We did call it Danziger Rockberger back in the days of MySpace, and we threw some tracks up on MySpace. And we met Owen, he was playing with the Roots, and I went up to him and said, "You're the type of bass player we really would hope to be a part of what we're doing." And I asked him if he was on MySpace, which makes me sound very antiquated.
I was so over it for 5 years.
Yeah,
by
he
that
was
point.
beyond.
Oh.
Yeah, but he listened anyway, and some of those tracks ended up becoming some of the Mr. Barrington material.
Right.
Yeah, so we just finished the third album that should be out, I would say, in a couple of months. I don't know when viewers will be viewing this, but hopefully by the time they're watching this, the record will be available. We're very excited about that. That definitely has a more song-based, produced, in comparison to this other project I mentioned, poppier approach. It's, you know, it's not Katy Perry, but it's relative to some of this other stuff we do, it is Katy Perry. So, but Ali Rockberger is an amazing keyboardist, vocalist. He likes a wide range of music, and he brings a lot of that influence, a lot of R&B, and we love that stuff, 70s, 80s R&B. So there's more of that on the Mr. Barrington stuff, especially this coming album.
Most people know Zach's background, Owen. Well, at least in the Drummers magazine, because he's been, of course, he's been advertising. He's been in there, even back in the 90s when he was
don't
doing
make
the
me
Silk and
sound
stuff
old.
again.
Yeah.
We know you from the Roots, and you've done all sorts of other stuff, but mainly we know you from the Roots because you did the Jimmy Fallon show. Sure. Very nice. This seems to me to be a bit more of a out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
True?
Or actually maybe more in your comfort
but more
zone.
in and out. But like I remember seeing like Zach in '98 at Modern Drum Festival, and he just had this rack of stuff, like electronic stuff, and I was always like incredibly interested in that kind of take on things, but could never really find a way in. And he was like kind of the first person that could illuminate things for me a little bit. And I think he gets asked a lot, like people will ask him like, "Hey, could you just open up Ableton and like show me what you're doing in like an hour?" And I'm sure like that was sort of like maybe not exactly the way I approached you, but
No.
but I was definitely like eager to figure out what he knew, and like it was almost first priority to know more about that stuff, because it's always been really, really fascinating to me as a possibility musically. And I was always so like discouraged and disheartened when people would say that like listen to something that was really well produced and say, "Oh well, you can't do that live." And I always thought you can't. Like I always thought that you can, you know, do amazing electronic stuff with the actual interface of playing an instrument and that kind of fluid creativity and stuff. And that's sort of like the sort of shared ambition that we have is that I think there's like a higher plane musically to get to using this stuff.
Right, and not for technological sake.
No, like a real visceral goal as a musician.
Yep. You know, we certainly do not in any way want us to feel like just because you use things that are considered electronic or technical, I guess this is what I can't find the right word. People automatically in their mind think no soul, no feel, no organic thing. Our goal is to be organic with electronics and with technology. So technology is not cold. You're either cold or you're warm with technology or without.
Without.
You know what I'm saying? You're a stiff musician whether you're just playing a three-piece acoustic kit or a set of Simmons drums. You're either stiff or you're not. It's not the technology.